Hey, speaking of sponsors, we have a relatively new arrangement started just a few months ago with Baird Holm Law Firm. They are now the exclusive legal partner for Grow Omaha Media. Baird Holm, been around a long time. They operate out of the iconic Woodman Tower. And we have a Baird Holm attorney with us today, Amy Lawrenson. She is the head of the real estate section and also does a lot of work with renewable energy law. Amy, welcome to the show.
Thanks, Jeff. Nice to be here.
It's good to have you, and it's good to have Baird Holm as part of the Grow Omaha team.
Oh, we love it. We're so happy to be part of the team.
Yeah, and I understand you recently cleaned house.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
I don't either.
Inside joke.
But at any rate, Amy, give us kind of the 30,000-foot overview of just what Baird Holm Law Firm is all about.
Sure. So we are a full-service law firm. We're also very happy to say that we're the oldest law firm in the state. I don't know if you knew that.
Wow.
151 years in operation now. And, you know, it's something that we're really proud of, and we are really actually proud to have a lot of really specialized boutiques within our large law firm. We have about 100 attorneys, largest real estate practicing group in the region as well.
And you are in charge of that real estate practice section. And what all does that involve? I mean, people need attorneys a lot with real estate, but what is
more of a specialized area?
What is real estate law?
Yeah, I don't think people kind of realize how specialized real estate can be. And it's something that, you know, we have everything from people that specialize in the renewable energy area to people that specialize in zoning, construction, leasing, purchasing, tax increment financing, historic tax credits, everything that touches the ground, we like to say we do. I like to call myself a dirt lawyer.
And there's within commercial real estate, also you have historic tax credits, PACE, which is more energy efficient buildings and things like that. And it gets pretty complicated, especially when you're dealing with sometimes public funds or incentives. And you have to not only work with the planning board, sometimes the mayor's office, your clients, engineers. It gets pretty...
Absolutely. It's not something you want to hire an attorney that just dabbles in it. And that's where we're really lucky that we have people that's what they do on an everyday basis.
You don't want to go to your family attorney or your estate attorney when you're practicing real estate development.
Probably not. Amy, what are some of the current trends in leasing right now from a legal perspective you might just want to bring up to the listeners?
Sure. So we are seeing some things that have been kind of in the nature of the market being a little bit, I'd say, a little bit softer now than we were seeing a few years ago. It's really allowing landlords to be, in my opinion, a bit more aggressive in the leasing universe. Just by way of example, I'm seeing far more of the triple net leases that have more expenses built into them, that you're going to see landlords pushing a lot more than they did before as far as what they're going to expect the tenant to pay on their side. Likewise, we're seeing on the tenant side a little bit more aggression from the standpoint of wanting to have far more of the exclusive uses built in, having more restrictions for their specializations so that they don't have their competitors right next door to them.
And that gets really, and I deal a lot with leases and sales, and when it comes to especially retail leasing, and there's competing uses, and a pizza place comes into a shopping center or a land development, and they say, we want to be the only pizza place. Well, sometimes you have to go and say, because other restaurants, either existing or not, might have 5 or 10% of their menu items pizza, you don't want to exclude them because you're going to have a pretty quiet shopping center. So sometimes you have to quantify and put further restrictions. And sometimes landlords and tenants don't think through the future, and it can really hurt the tenant mix.
Yeah, I agree completely. And we're seeing unique ways of doing that, too. In addition to the percentage, you might see them put a amount of square feet that they can use within their premises for that exclusive use, or their restriction that they might want to put into play there, or, you know, burn-offs to it, so they only have it for a certain period of time. Likewise, if you're a smart landlord, you're going to say as soon as you default tenant, you lose it.
Absolutely. And then when it comes to the McDonald's of the world, and there are some big boys that concepts that are strong. You know, Chick-fil-A will say, I don't want these 4 specific retailers around me.
Yeah, absolutely. And uniquely, too, where I'm seeing it a lot more is just even on the office side, where you have somebody saying, I don't want another insurance agency in here. I don't want another brokerage firm in here. And that can make it really hard for an office landlord.
Because what it does, number one, on pad sites and real estate, if it's pad sites at a development, that really puts clouds on the title and limits the future use. The other thing is that sometimes developers, they forget that if a Chinese restaurant is going on a pad site and they get an exclusive, they have to put restrictions on all the other pad sites. If that Chinese restaurant goes out in 5, 10, 25 years or whatever, that should be repealed and come off there. So you got to put. You have
to take the time to actually track it down and keep your eye on it.
We're talking with Amy Lawrenson, attorney with Baird Holm, a law firm based in the Woodman Tower and the exclusive legal partner of Grow Omaha Media. And Amy, as we indicated a little bit ago, renewable energy is a practice area kind of part of or related to real estate. And I want to bring up a couple things related to that. And the first one is we've got all these data centers that are coming to Omaha. Omaha's like data center central now. In the metro area, we have 4 Google campuses, Facebook taking up almost a square mile of space. And these are big energy users. And when you listen to what these companies say, Facebook, Meta, some of these others, they talk a lot about renewable energy. Give us an idea about how all of that is relevant to what we're seeing in Omaha these days.
Oh, yeah. They're some of the biggest drivers to the renewable energy market in the state. Because they have a lot of times, like you said, those initiatives where they're going to say we want to, deplete our carbon footprint or we want to be X% fueled by renewable energy. That means that they have to buy that renewable energy, know that their source is renewable energy. We're in a unique environment in Nebraska because of public power. It's in our Constitution. You can't just go out to the open market and buy power in Nebraska. So you have to buy power from a public utility. So that means that these users have to go to the state or to the local utility market and say, you go find us some renewable energy. And that has to go into actually forming a solar farm or a wind farm to produce enough energy for these big users.
So that's one renewable energy. How else do you define renewable energy?
So, the biggest producers in Nebraska are always going to be solar and wind. We're seeing a lot more coming into the market now, and these will come to Nebraska with the carbon capture. Obviously, you can have other types of the definition for renewable can get a little loose too. There's other hydrocarbon type producing that we might see as well.
Well, when we drive to Des Moines, you see the giant windmills.
Turbines,
they call them?
Turbines, Trenton.
Turbines with fins.
A windmill is that thing that pulls up water from the ground for your trough on the farm.
So do we see that? I've never seen them driving across Nebraska. Maybe I'm taking the back roads or something.
You need to head out west, and you need to head north. You head up to drive up, like, say, 75. You drive across Knox County. You drive across Custer County. You are going to see those wind turbines out there.
Well, because God knows it sure is windy in Nebraska. So,
that's, people don't realize we have one of the highest productivities for wind and solar in the state of Nebraska. We're within the top 10 in a lot of the rankings for the amount of production we can have in the state, but we lag behind by a great deal for actually production of renewable energy here.
Yeah, an area we could certainly grow. Well, Amy Lawrenson is, like I said, head of the real estate section at Baird Holm and also does a lot of stuff with renewable energy. But know this, it's a full-service law firm. They do all sorts of legal services. So even if you need legal services that have nothing to do with real estate, we still want you to get a hold of Baird Holm. And like she said, more than 100 attorneys there, been around for 150 years. Amy, we're really grateful to have you and your colleagues as the exclusive legal partner of Grow Omaha, and appreciate the chance to kind of introduce you to our listeners today.
Yeah. Thanks for letting me stop by.
And you're easy to find at bairdholm.com, I believe.
That is accurate. Thanks, Trenton.
Bairdholm.com. All right, that's Amy Lawrenson, Baird Holm Law Firm, exclusive legal partner of Grow Omaha Media.
If you like this video, be sure to hit those like and subscribe buttons. And remember, Grow Omaha is not just media. This is a mission. We are trying to build up Omaha and make it an even better place. We can only do that with your help. Share this video with your friends, neighbors, and family.